can. Can we take this out of this and put it in something, you know, driftable? We can drift this. No, this is Colette's dad's car, truck. I don't know what we're doing to it. We're gonna look it over and do a once over. It's got out of paint, it's all shiny. Now we're gonna pop the hood and I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing to this thing?
Try not to touch it.
Yeah.
Try not to put fingerprints on anything.
Brand new paint.
This thing's all painted, ceramic coated, freshened up. Look at that. Thing's a unit.
They really put a Viper engine in a truck.
Yeah, SRT 10s, and they come manual.
Wait, it's manual?
Is this one manual?
This one's auto.
They do come manual.
But they do.
Oh, I want that motor so bad.
You remember Guns'
yeah,
truck?
yeah, Guns had one.
Gunny had one. It was fully built, high compression motor, nitrous on it, manual, badass truck.
The only Dodge motor I like minus, oh, Cummins isn't a Dodge.
Well, it's basically an
it's
LS with 2 more cylinders in it. It's Cannon block pushrod motor. It's great.
Yeah. As you can see, we're in the same spot that we were with Colette's Dodge V10 pickup truck. However, this is not a pickup truck. This is better. This
Probably
is
weighs about the
Mona. Mona. Yeah, probably weighs about the same. So we just got this back from our boy. He did a bunch of fiberglass work on it, so our overs on top of overs actually fit now. We had Josh do a skim it in, and then one of our other buddies come over and take the car to his house and do all of our side skirts, all of our front fenders, fit everything real nice like. So now we're gonna take everything out of it. We're gonna completely gut this thing.
And the fun feature is we molded this over onto the LFC, but this over actually moved it down like 1.5 inches. So that way we can still keep ground clearance, but we're not monster trucking the whole time with a big old wheel gap. So working on that. But yeah, like Cricket said, we're gonna start prepping this thing, getting everything ready for paint because the whole inside is gonna get painted as well as all of the stuff in the back. So we gotta fit a few more
things.
cool components.
Exciting things.
Yeah, good things.
Advanced Cooling Technology, PWR. We got the same one that we put in Savio's trunk. We're gonna do the same thing in Mona's trunk. Big cooling system. That means no overheating, barely getting up to temp. Good things, you know, low engine temps.
And moving your car on grid with the fans.
Yes, that as well. So we have a lot of breakdown to do. You guys saw, if you look back maybe a couple months ago in one of our videos, we did intercooler piping on this. We did intercooler location on it and some other bits. But now we're gonna completely gut this whole thing, get all the wiring out of it. We're gonna redo chassis harness because it's been
Changed a lot. And
and Chris did the wiring harness on this like 8 years ago. So he's gotten a lot. Yeah, he's gotten a little better. Not a lot better, but a little better.
And as with when a car comes back from the body shop, luckily we took the seats and everything out of it, but our dashboard, we're probably just gonna write this one off because this flock that I did like almost a decade ago does not look great anymore. It's just a little crusty and dusty. We are gonna change the dashboard. We are going to rip all of this stuff out, hydro, all of these plates. This car is actually not going to be getting a dog box back in it, so we're gonna make a block off plate for the top of our trans tunnel that we modified for the dog box, as well as getting like all the seat brackets, fire suppression system, and all that out of here, because this is not gonna be black anymore.
Yeah, so if you notice behind me, there's a white E46. That white E36, if you've seen any of our other videos, has been up there on that lift for about 6 months.
For a long time.
Long time. So our boy Tommy from Canada is down. He already was working on Colette's car. So now he's S54 swapping this E36.
Big BMW guy.
Yeah, just what you want to see. So this is going to be the crispiest, nicest E36 you're probably ever going to lay eyes on, because Duarte took every single thing out of the car and bought every single thing brand new, including all the stupid little retaining clips that nobody pays attention to and puts back in after you remove them. Yeah, he put all of those back in. So this is like OEM, fresh, enthusiast car. It's going to be beautiful. And thank God Tommy's spending all the time on that, because we want to work on this. So we'll also have videos out for the E36 S54 build. Stay tuned for that. Tommy will be doing it. Pardon his French accent. If you speak French, you will understand him a lot better than we do. So in the meantime, we're going to get started on ripping this thing apart and making it look better.
Been waiting for this day.
In time. Yeah. so pretty.
Staple guy. This will be a staple in this vehicle.
Should be a staple to every build.
Should be.
Thing looks like it needs its own alternator.
Something like that. It is going to hook up pretty much directly to the battery. 2 big power wires. Power and ground right to the battery, and then these guys will come from a fan controller to gently ramp them in. Because if you turn these things on full blast right away, your car will probably shut off. A lot of load.
Load me.
So, as crazy as it is that we stripped everything out of this car, essentially, we even removed the pedal box. We're going to put stock brake pedals, clutch pedal, and all that stuff in there because it's not getting a dog box back in it. But of everything we removed out of this car, that cart right there is everything that is left of it. All of it. So that's all the stuff that potentially is getting reused. Some of it might not. I don't know.
And the bed of Wendy is everything we ripped out of this.
Yeah, and then there's a whole lot of aluminum and panels and stuff and cutting and grinding. Cricket's gonna be itchy for like 3 days. I can smell him from here.
Oh yeah, I got the hives from it already.
Yeah, he's cooking.
Yeah.
So we are trying to design a cool way to get our tubes underneath the car for the rear mount. We are going to be making aluminum hard pipe as well as aluminum lines, hard lines underneath the car for the fuel. So what we're going to do is actually flat sheet over the top of here up to where our partition will be, block off, whatever you want to call that. And we are going to run our water pump down here with just a small 2090 coming off of that. Down here?
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, this is the hump of the back seat. It's like a cutaway of the side of the car. This is going to be the piece that we make that goes up to our upper shelf, I guess you would call it back there. And then on the top side, we're going to make a nice little plate where our 20 AN lines are going to go to our radiator, as well as our fuel lines will go. And we'll have the quarter window here removable, which will be nice because our fuel filter will be over here, so it'll be easy to access in case we need to get to stuff and service it. Serviceability. It's a beautiful thing. And also, you know, you got pretty parts. You want to put them on display.
Yeah, we're saucing this shit up. He made me cut out my old back block-off plate that we spent so much time bead rolling and sealing and everything. I'm standing on his wheel. So I wanted to see in there while Chris was talking, so I was trying to get the bird's eye view. So we're going to take and sauce it up again, Sausalito. I told him, I was like, if you're going to make me cut all these tabs off of here, there was literally like 40 tabs that were welded on there. Had to cut off and then grind off. And we spent it's 3 o'clock, all day getting rid of everything out of the back of the car while Chris did everything in the front of the car.
El Chapo.
So now everything's grinded down, cleaned up. We're going to do our little block off plates and everything. And then we got to work on that trans tunnel too. So while I'm grinding down, there's a little box back here that used to be a power steering pump. I got to cut off and grind off as well. He's doing a pull up hydro, so that pull back hydro is no longer needed. So I have to cut that out too and grind it nice and smooth. So a lot of cutting and grinding. So now this car used to be dog box and a winner's diff. So we took those and put everything into the orange car, and everything, the transmission, the M3 rear end for it and everything is going into this car. So it's going to be more of like a demo car or a fun car, party car, so to say, go to like shows and whatnot and drift it, but not be 700 horsepower crazy. So, but we're going to make it look really good. So it'll be a show car, drift car, and hopefully y'all stay off his shit when you're drifting with him. So we cleaned up, grinded, made it nice and pretty to be able to weld on.
I gotta start from the start.
Start from the start?
Start from the start, you said. This is Cricket.
Hey, my name is Cricket, and I like to party. And we are building a trans tunnel.
Alright, so explain, why is there a massive hole in this vehicle?
There's a massive hole in this vehicle because it used to have a dog box and a winner's diff. So in order to fit the dog box in here, you had to clearance the trans tunnel because the shifter was up on top of it, and then it had a big box up here as well. So you had to actually clearance this out. So we're putting a N54 trans in here, and we don't need all that room. So we're gonna cover it back up for fire safety, and you know, it's a little stronger than the factory stuff, so if anything ever does happen, you know, this is a lot stronger. It's gonna keep smoke out, heat out, all that stuff, and also look good when we're done. You know, that little chestnut. What you want every car to do by the time you're done with it is look good. You know, because what else are we doing here? So we had notched this out because I want to make it like a little three-dimensional-ish. So I end up taking and putting a little triangle filler piece right there once we tack this down into place. So it'll have a nice fill there, and then we have to cut a hole for our shifter. So we'll end up mounting the motor and everything trans before we cut the hole to figure out where it belongs. That way we don't have
seat in it too.
Yeah, and a seat in it. That way we can figure out where Duarte actually wants the shifter to go, because he can put it anywhere he wants, and we can just make a longer selector rod for the shifter.
Yeah, because we are also changing this car to a pull-up hydro from a pull-back hydro, which I'm not a big fan of, but driver preference, obviously. So we have a lot more room to play up there because we don't have to mount the hydro. So our shifter location kind of follows suit wherever he feels comfortable.
Yep. And same thing with the pull-up hydro. I mean, there's a bracket, I'm actually sitting on it right now, that came stock for it. We're going to build another one because the hydro is probably going to go somewhere around in here. So I might have to do another plate, depending. But I ran out of steel. So this was the last bit that I had.
Yeah, so we got a little corner missing over there. We're going to fill it in.
That little guy? I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
We're going to get welded right in.
Yeah. You'll never know once we make it in place.
Thing, right?
Yeah, just going to make it. And then, you know, I'll end up probably grinding down my welds right here just because it's not structural. It's just there to hide those cracks because it's a relief cut for the bender, because my brake isn't that strong to bend this thick of steel that length of span without it warping and stuff. So we cut a couple of relief cuts in there, made it bend real nice and easy.
And straight.
Yeah, and straight. You know, you really can't mess that up. It'll bend the weakest points. So I'm going to get to grinding and welding, and then we're going to fill that. And once we're done with this trans tunnel, we'll move to the back because we got that sweet radiator from Power Motorsports.
PWR.
PWR. Power.
Per.
Yeah.
Horsepower.
Yep. Let's get started. Let's get burned. So what we're doing right now is we are creating a firewall which separates the cabin from where Duarte is to where the fuel cell is going to be, and also the radiator. Yeah, it separates the men from the boys. It keeps you alive. So we're building it actually off of the main hoop because we want to be able to still get our harnesses around the main hoop and separate it from the actual main hoop itself. So our plates will go on the back side of this and we'll block it off, we'll bead roll it, make it all nice. So right now I'm just building the structure for the firewall. So we have something to put nutserts in and bolt to, or you know, however we attach it to nutserts or nut and bolt. But we need a place for the aluminum to actually bolt down to, and I'm welding it in right now. We want it to be a nice solid structure just so, you know, nothing can happen. And right now I'm just leveling it up to make sure that it, you know, is squared off properly, and looks like somebody that knew what they were doing actually installed it.
So Donnie's doing the thing after some very quick training by Ray, but looks like he's doing a pretty good job so far. We'll see how the finished product looks though. No promises. He's a Canadian, that means he can do things.
All right, so Donnie started painting the E46 engine bay, and that gives us a chance to actually clean up early on Friday and call it a day. So what we ended up doing is we got everything out of the E46 you saw in this episode, as well as prep the car to start building her up.
Love a clean slate.
Future
love
glory.
A clean shop and a clean slate.
Clean shop, clean slate, and we're ready. We have all of our reinforcements done for our block-off plate for the Firewall. And so now we get to actually start building all the cool stuff that we like doing, and you know, we hope you like seeing, because we're gonna sausalito this
You're gonna see a lot of it. Kind of like how we did Mauer's Firewall. We have the T in the center. We're gonna add a bunch of bead rolls, do some cool stuff. Got to get a little creative with this one though. I mean, you can't just do the same pattern we did before and trace the shapes. Like, no, we gotta do something cool.
I want to write something. I want to learn how to write letters. I got 12 feet worth of aluminum.
We can do some tests.
So they didn't have any 4x8 sheets, so they said, all I got is 4x12. Send it on over, buddy. We got an extra 4 feet of cups.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I got couple block offs I got to build for my car too.
I like that I like that you got to build.
Hey,
part.
listen, I cut stuff with the plasma cutter today.
I was very proud of you.
Yeah, I grinded
you
it
ruined
down,
the
I got
whole
it ready.
tip with like 5 cuts, but you know,
Yeah,
it's all right.
nice.
That's what it is.
Hey, plasma. Plasma did the plasma.
It did the thing. All right, so like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends too, you know? And tell us what you think about this E46 2JZ build.
Yeah, another one.
Tell them one.
Like Rick Ross.
TJ Khaled. Yeah, same, either one. I like them both. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was told that, can't kick, I gotta hide my. So, yeah, I got burned today, MIG welding, and you see where this landed? Yeah, it went all the way down in there and burnt the old Saccharino. So, like, subscribe, comment. Y'all! You get 2 y'all. Kick you in the balls. Yeah, mine hurt really bad. I bet it.